My name is Sandra.
My occupation or profession is.
My occupation is marketing.
What are some of the things you like to do?
Well, we like to travel. Like today, we like to come visit national monuments. We like to go to other cities and explore restaurants and, just the typical family stuff as far as going hiking and, that sort of thing. hmm
The first question is, how would you describe the political system of the United States of America?
You know what? I think it's at a turning point. I think we've gotten to the point where we have such liberties. It's wonderful. People can say all they want. But we definitely, the past 4 years has been uh, kind of a retrograde in the sense that we've gone back and forgotten to protect our democracy. I think we've sat on our laurels for so long. Many people have abstained from voting. I think, we've been so used to everybody being centrist, kind of in the central for a long time. Democrats and Republicans were still always kind of saying the same talking points. Came to the point where it got so extreme, now even the left has to go extreme. So I think it's definitely a moment for Americans to wake up and see that our democracy is something that can be fragile. I don't think it's as fragile as the media is making it be. I think we're still very much a very strong country, that we've built it up enough that not simply one president can come and knock it off. I personally grew up Republican, and now that's not, that can't be my vocabulary anymore because that's not what the Republican Party was about. So I think most people have more common ground, but I definitely think social media has played into it, where people are getting their media, and so that kind of targeting of fear mongering and scaring people into believing certain things, it's inevitable. Of course, you're going to see that way. So I think it's important, especially educators and even ourselves, to open our minds a little bit to other perspectives and question media, question everything. Why wouldn't you question it? Okay, if I'm watching a movie, who wrote it and who's from what studio is this from and who owns this studio? Ah, well, that makes sense why this is that way. The same thing with news. Who owns this network and why? Because I think Americans have more in common than they think. So right now, everybody wants, even the entire world, it seems, they want to propagate that we're divided, but we're not. Even today, as you come down, you hear all sorts of languages. Everybody still cares for each other. You see a crying baby and you still feel sympathy for one another, even if you're not the same race. So I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful.
The second question is, describe your feelings or reactions to the current state of U.S. politics.
Yeah, I'm scared. It's scary. But out of fear comes energy. So I feel like this is a time of action. Don't be scared. Why retreat? This is time for you to act. How can you act? Go vote. And it's not about the national presidency. Go out and vote in local elections, school board elections. And that's where we need to get involved, because sometimes they only put one thing on the ballot, so people don't want to waste their time voting for, some property taxes, or they stick in bonds. So city council, school boards, that's where we need to act. And, those who want to, go against society, that's where they're going. That's where they're going to attack. They want to get, infiltrate education systems and change what children are learning and that sort of thing. So we can't stay the status quo. We need to protect what we've already grown, so much to protect, equal rights for handicap, disabilities, those sort of things. People don't see that they're protecting the average day person. So it's a lot of stuff we take for granted. So, like I said, people might be scared and might be frustrated, but out of that, I think people should take action in a positive way. What can you do positively? Don't just blame the other guy, do something about it.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. The third question is got a little game. You just finish the sentence. Politics in the United States.
As a joke. Yeah, it's PAC driven. Super PACs are driven. It's very sponsorship, so they're talking points, and and it's a game. So not just anybody can be a politician, and I think we need to exceed more from our politicians as far as their credentials. What have they done? I think that's why for so many decades, usually presidents have been governors, have been people who have organized and been, mayors and so forth, that are used to doing city organization. Not just anybody can become that. So I think we need to go back to that, where we look for good candidates to represent us, whether it's at the city level, state, or national level.
Now we got to find a title for the piece,
Mm-hmm.
and to do a title, we just choose a word that kind of captures it all for you.
Hopeful.
Hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Can you say the word is hopeful?
The word is hopeful.
The first letter of that is H. Can you say the letter is H?
The letter is H.
Thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
goes in.